Hi guys, welcome back to Huddle TV. We are back with another one. Nach, how are you, mate?
Good man, yourself?
Yeah, good, good. You guys did the business.
Yeah, I
I've,
mean, don't know,
I,
more frustration from my side, I think.
do you know what? To be honest with you, I thought you guys were going to score a goal. Like I thought it was going to finish that one there because it went way too defensive.
Yeah,
So yeah, I thought that was it. I thought you guys were not. I thought I was going to settle for 1-0, but sometimes you never know. You know what I mean? You had the super sub.
yeah. I mean, that's what the summer's given us now. Like, we've got good players on the bench throughout every
You know what?
position.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah,
I was looking at, like all the people are warming up for you, and you had like
we had a
Eze.
good window. We've still missed
Yeah.
the captain. We strengthened like nearly all the areas of the pitch, but not only in like starting positions where we needed like strikers and wingers and stuff, but the depth as well. The level's gone up.
Yeah. To be honest with you, like, I've actually never seen City play way too much defensive. I thought Luke was gonna come on today, trying to explain a little bit to us, but
Mm.
let's see if he comes on.
Mm.
But yeah, too defensive, which
I
I can
mean,
understand as well in the same time.
yeah, it's one of them. Like, listen, like I don't mind it if a team plays like that. Like, thing is, like for teams like Arsenal, City, Liverpool, like we play against low blocks like nearly every game of the week. So to me, it doesn't matter too much. Like how if they want to play low block or they want to come at us. Like what I find more annoying is like we started the game with like 3 CDMs, and we've tried that about 3 times with Marino, with Rice, with Zubamendi, and it's never worked. And he went with it again today. Basically, just wasted a half with Gyökeres like running around like a headless chicken, waiting for someone to turn their man and play a ball. But it doesn't happen with those players.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he like straight away in the second half changed him and put Eze in the middle because we looked like a proper team then straight away. It was just chance after chance, but it's one of them. Like I give City credit, like they defended really well all the way through the game. Like
Yeah.
we worked him on like the right when Saka come on, especially like he was gliding around players. They had to keep fouling him like always. So the only way to really stop Saka, and then we tried him on the left. Like Trossard had a few moments where he could have got a good ball in, but it just never was happening. And it's one of them. Like they've got good players, they can do that. So I wasn't too like disheartened or anything like that. It just more annoyed me how we started the full game. We should have just kind of went as we went in that second half. That was my frustration.
I thought Trossard was your main threat, and that guy's way underrated.
Yeah, Trossard's top.
Yeah.
He's consistent with like. Thing is though, and like Arsenal fans know this, like because obviously we watch all the games. He'll come off the bench, have an impact. Come off the bench, have an impact. We'll start him. He won't have an impact. He'll go back to the bench. He'll come off and have an impact.
Start
Like
again.
he's a tricky player where like I don't think we've ever wanted him to like really start like first team football on the left, but he's so useful and he's so good in so many positions. He's a tidy player. He's tricky. He's obviously
Yeah.
not got the pace like anymore, but he's a clever player. His touch is sound and his finishing's like up there in the club. Before we got Gyökeres, like Trossard was probably the best finisher at the club.
What do you think of
I
Yokeres
don't.
today, though?
You what, mate?
What do you think of Yokeres today?
He's one of them. Like he's a service striker. Like he's exactly the same type of player like Haaland is. Like if you don't feed Haaland, he's not gonna be knocking the ball like across the pitch from halfway lines and stuff like that.
Hmm.
He's gonna wait for his chance. Like he's one of them. Like we have to get to grips with that. And a lot of people mention it to me, but it doesn't bother me if he's not like fully impacting games on the ball. Like we just need to give him the chance, and then we judge off the chances if he scores. He's not had many shots in the Prem, and the ones he's had have gone in. So like, it's one of them. And
I
when we're
thought
playing
today. I
at
thought today
first
he didn't
half,
really.
yeah,
Obviously, like the service wasn't. You guys had a lot of the ball, but like the last pass was missing.
yeah, that's
But at
what I
the
mean.
same time, sorry, go ahead.
No, just saying that's what I mean. And then when you play like 45 minutes in that first half with Rice, Zubamendi, and Marina, like, what do you expect? He's gonna be like trying to sniff out last minute chances and stuff, but it never. I don't think anything came throughout the whole game like really through on goal until we Martinelli scored. I think that was the only time we were
Yeah,
like bearing down on a keeper with a chance in the whole
what a
game.
goal that was as well.
Yeah, it's touch of class. Like he's needed it as well because he's been getting a lot of stick from Arsenal fans from pre-season into the start of this season. Everyone was saying we've had enough, that we need to rotate it. Obviously, signed Eze. was moving Trossard in, playing Madueke on the left. But he's had a good week. He come on well in the Champions League, and he's come on well today.
Yeah, look good. I mean, the only thing I kind of agree with you. Like, you guys started very, very cautious, and I think a lot of managers are doing that in the league now, where they just like wasting the first half, like very cautious.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, I've seen that free play. I think that's the third game they've played. I've not seen for like 10 minutes like a decent midfield in that, like where it's creative, and it's like it's good at defending, obviously, but it's just too rigid. They're all like similar players, and it just doesn't work. Like, he needs to. We've got Nwaneri, we've got Eze, even Trossard has played Cam at times. I get it, Odegaard's injured, but we can definitely play an Nwaneri or an Eze in there and let Rice and Zubimendi be box to box.
Yeah, I think I thought your best players were Rice played very, very, very well today. Kept the ball very nice.
Yeah, he's always tidy. Yeah, it was just a tricky game.
There was not a lot of chances for you guys. I think you guys were more relying on like corners and like a lot of crosses, but I think City dealt with it very well. I just thought they're going to keep you guys out, to be honest with you. Like, I just didn't see. I couldn't see where you guys were gonna get a goal from.
Yeah, they defended well. All the centre backs played well. Like, the midfield, they weren't too good on the ball, I'd say, but I don't think City have been like great the last few games. They were more of a team today. They fought well today.
Yeah, I thought that way they played in Mourinho tactics today.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like, they've got good players. Like, if they're on the game, like it's not easy. Like, so they just, a lot of them are on the game, especially in the back line. Donnarumma dealt with all the corners and stuff like that.
What a keeper they signed, though.
Yeah, it's annoying because he's just come out of nowhere, 26-year-old, like, world-class keeper. So they've just boxed it off now for a few years, haven't they?
I really, that annoys me. Like, really, like, we were in the market for goalkeeper, and then we just basically never went for him.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's one of them. Sometimes you just got to move quick in the market and go.
Yeah, I think he was available. He was open to City or United, but
yeah, the PSG were like cutting ties, weren't they? They were like, nope, he's not staying. Like,
yeah,
so it was open season for anyone, but obviously, if like Pep comes and that, you're gonna say yeah, aren't you?
Yeah, but I think there was not much of a competition for City for his signature, though, was it?
Yeah, I think he wanted to go City. It's the smart.
Yeah, I think it was when he was reported. I think obviously he wanted to be on a certain amount of money, and obviously United were not willing to do that at all. So, because obviously United are more focused on like cutting costs now, aren't they?
Yeah,
but it's one of those players that like you have to pay him in what he wants.
Yeah, he's gonna win them games.
100%. Today, I thought it was solid.
Yeah, like today was. I know we didn't really have those like properly. I mean, there was a few like shots we wrapped around, and he got down. Like, Madueke had one on his near post. Maybe unless if
he played well today,
doesn't save that, or maybe it just bloody bounces off a defender and goes in or whatever. But he's gonna be in the moments where he does the job. But nice for us today that he ended up getting chipped by Martinelli.
So do you see that as a lost points or like?
Yeah, definitely lost points.
You think?
Yeah, we've got to win we've got to win games against teams like that. We have to, and we can beat them. They've not beaten us in 5 games in the Prem. We beat them 5-1 last season. Like, it's lost points. Like, you know what I mean? They sat here and we made attacks. It's just frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. To be honest with you, I honestly thought it was for the way I see it was a point gain. I don't think you guys, because you didn't create much when it comes to like the chances.
On the end of it, but it's one of them. Like, we starting that game, I wanted to see an attacking team against a City team which isn't fully like connected yet for some defensive frailties. I wanted to see us be like, right, let's go. We're at the Emirates again. Last time you got beat 5-1 here, let's go again and see what you were made of. But just them 3 midfielders, I just didn't like the start of that. I haven't liked it in any of the games. It's just a bit negative for me.
Yeah, I think you I mean, we're complaining about that every week. Like, I mean, like, I don't know if you watched the United and Chelsea game. I mean, basically, that was like one of the quickest red cards in 20 years in the Premier League.
Was it? I mean, it was like a weight off your shoulders for that to happen. It was like, yes, let's go. And then they made it even easier. They took off all the best players like straight away with the subs.
Because I honestly feel Palmer was carrying an injury in it, so I think they were trying to get him.
Yeah, that one made a bit sense.
They were trying to get him something out of him in the game, maybe start him. But I just think where United basically got that like 5-minute red card, then that's when you make a subs. You have to change the game. Like, and our manager, bro, like, geez, like that guy frustrates me like there's no tomorrow. Like,
yeah, he could have put someone a bit higher.
Put another striker on.
He could have just pushed. He didn't even probably need to do that. He could have just probably like pushed like one of your defenders a bit like higher up into midfield or like.
Put Joshua Zirkzee in or put Kobe Mainoo and just control the game. Just
yeah, he could have just knocked it on. I
think
just basically kept. Yeah,
they kept everything the same.
It's weird, like when you like cycle possession and you're trying to build your attacks. Like I see that free just sit on the halfway line or whatever when you're pinging it around, and it's like, why does it need to be free? Like let it be two. Like
you can have two people there.
One can go forward. Like don't get me wrong, you run a little bit of a risk. Like we play quite high. I think we play like one of the highest lines in Europe. I think we actually do play the highest line, and it caught us today in that moment when it clicked with City. But like your more benefit of it is like you proper take it to teams. Like again, like today we actually did take it to City like for most of the game. Like I just think 10 met and like just take it to him a bit more. Like you know what I mean? I mean
he's cautious. Way too cautious.
So it's one of them. It did work out, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean barely. I mean just we basically. I was thinking, please do not draw this game like at the last minute. Helgi, welcome to the stream. How's it going, mate? Okay.
Thank you. I'm good.
How are you guys? Obviously, what do you think of the game yesterday?
Good to like get a win at least. So
yeah, good point.
It's like move on.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. To be honest, when that game ended, I was like, thank God for that.
When I before the season started, when I like saw at the fixture list, I was like imagining what would I be okay with, and I said in my mind like we lose to City and Arsenal, and if we get 2 wins and a draw, 7 points, it will be what I expect, and everything above that is better than I expected. So yeah, I did think we would win against Fulham and then draw to maybe Chelsea and then lose to City and Arsenal. But yeah, I look forward to like see how we are in Christmas, maybe.
Yeah, I mean next game is against
like a bigger sample size, you know, because most of last season, the main difference for me is that most of last season and the season before, when where did we end with Ten Hag? Was it 8th?
Yeah, I think it was 8th, 9th.
Yeah, that season and last season, every game I went into, I was like, even if it was like Swindon or it was, I always went into the game last season and the season before like we might lose before every game. And after every game we won those 2 seasons, I never thought we were the better team. Not one game I thought we deserved that win. So this season I feel like against Arsenal we were the clearly better team and we deserved at least a draw. Against Fulham we could have led 3-4-0 to half time. And yeah, I just feel like this season it's been the actually opposite, that I feel like Cunha hit the post, Bruno missed the penalty, the Arsenal game was unlucky, Burnley were very lucky to not be like 4-0 at halftime. So I feel like that's at least something that has changed from the last 2 seasons to this season. I'm not saying we are prime Barcelona, but I just feel like at least it's a good feeling for me knowing that when we win a match, we have not scammed winning, and when we draw or lose, I feel like we deserved more, because that's a feeling that I have lost the last couple of years. I had almost forgot how to like feel in the body when I feel like fuck, we deserve better than that. I haven't thought that the last 2 years, because we had 40 shots against us ever in the last 2 years. in every game. We couldn't create anything offensively. No shots, no chances. Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford. So the last 2 seasons we have had basically the highest of shots against us by any team in the Premier League the last 2 seasons, and we have created the fewest chances of any team. And this season we are top 3 in not conceding chances against, and top 3 in making chances and all of that shit. So again, I'm not saying we are prime Barcelona, but I feel like it's I feel it's better to be unlucky to be lucky and shit, because that means you're kind of starting to. So if Amorim gets the sack, we will at least be a team on the up and not on the down. That's my thing. But also, if we are a team on the up, why sack him? So I'm not deciding on either. I'm just, my point of view is, if I was the CEO, I wouldn't be Amorim in or out. I would be, I want to assess this with a bigger sample size, because last season, you can't forget what happened last season, but you can't also use it as a sample size. So both of the things are unfair. You can't say, but look at last season and use that, because that is unfair. But also you can't just ignore it. So it's somewhere in the middle. So therefore, for me, I always said I have to judge this season, but he haven't been backed in the like. But anyways, I would reassess like in 10 games, 12 games, something like that. I will see if we are 15th, then he has to go. If we are top 4, then. So I would like to have a little bit more. I think 4 or 5 games is too soon. But yeah, that's how I view it.
I think, Nach, you just reminded me of something when he said something about I think what he said before about in October, was it like, so he said something there about like his some sort of clause is going.
Yeah, I think he always kind of had like, I think we said it in the first video. I said he's probably got like 10 games to prove himself, but like he's got a clause anyway. If he gets sacked inside of a year, he gets 12 mil, and that runs out in October. So like not far after that would be 10 games. So like,
do you think they're actually waiting for that
point, and then they just go, right, well, we don't have to pay the full whack. We've given him his 10 games. Like you said, like it depends if you're 15th or if you're near the top half of the table. But I don't think they'll make a decision until like November-ish, really. Like it's definitely not on the cards now, because why would you just give up 12 mil for the sake of like a few extra weeks? They'll probably just see if it changes. They've backed him. They've backed him with all the players that he wanted, so they just have to, you know what I mean? Like, see, like.
To be honest with you, like the way I'm looking at him right now is, it's just he doesn't know how to change any. He's very stubborn to make any changes whatsoever. Like I wouldn't think like, okay, what bothers me about him is not because the fact that he's not getting the result or like things are going wrong. Okay, obviously, it's just the fact that he doesn't change in the game. It doesn't react to the game, and it's like you're a manager. Like you have to react to what's going on in the game. Like you have to set up in a way where if things are not going your way, do something about it. You know what I mean? Like look at Arteta today. Like you said earlier on, things weren't going great for him, and obviously the setup in the midfield was not great. Obviously, we had too many holding midfielders. But then in the second half, he reacted to that. He made the change, and then you guys were going a bit more forward. So for me, that what concerns me about him is not the fact that he's not getting results. Sometimes like the fixtures that we got this season so far is very, very a tough fixture. I mean, last time we had this kind of fixture. Yeah, last time we kind of had this kind of fixture, we played like the top 3, top 4 in the first like 10 games of the season. It was when David Moyes was in charge. So I get it. We got tough games, but it just depends on like what do you have to do. Like you keep playing the wrong players. I think Diego Dolo would have played last couple of games if he wasn't injured. He would have played. I think Mazraoui was our best player on the pitch.
Well, like, can I just jump in there, because I like to play sometimes devil's advocate, that because I have experienced it myself. So when there's managers that I want to go, because they're picking the wrong team, like everything you say.
Yeah.
And then we get the manager in, and he does new things I hate, and has new favorites, and is stubborn in another way. Because the opposite of being stubborn as a United fan, it's like, you know, the story of the three bears with the it's too hot, it's not too hot, it's a little bit in the middle. Have you heard that child story?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I feel like the porridge or something. Yeah, I feel like that is it with the manager. So you had like I just feel like if we are shit after 10 games, I want them to go. But the reason why I back Amorim, but I'm not like backing Amorim like blindfoldedly, not no play Bruno. I hate Bruno in midfield, so it's not like that. But backing him doesn't mean that I'm spastic, you know.
Yeah.
But the
So
thing
you
for
want to
me
give him a
is
chance and see where things go.
yeah, but there has to be like a limit. So I'm not saying to the end of the season, no matter what, we have to see it through. No, like there has to be limits. But I'm just saying that when we had Ole, and I'm a Norwegian, so I should be fully dick riding that guy, you know. But I hated that he was flexible. I hated that every time I turned on, if it was against Watford, if it was against this, if it was, I could never know to expect. Should we playing counter? Sometimes he played back three against in away games. Sometimes he played counter. Sometimes he wanted to play possession, and then he started with McTominay to play possession. It was just a waffle every game. It was nothing like you could see. And when we had Louis van Gaal, he was just super defensive, and so was Mourinho. We had good players on the bench, and Mourinho always wanted to play Fellaini. So my point is, at every manager I've had these, like, I remember Oli kept playing Maguire for years when Rojo and Bailly and Tuanzebe played in very good games, and he always played Maguire and Lindelof. And like, my point is, every United manager after Ferguson have failed at different levels. Some have been better, some have been good. But the one thing that combines all of them is that fans have gone in on their stubbornness, their not willingness to change, or they're too willing to change. So it's like, my point is, psychologically, unless we are a top 4 team, every fan wants to go in on the manager. No matter what, if he plays 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3, if he is stubborn, if he's flexible, if he plays counter, if he plays defensive, if he plays offensive, no matter, if we don't get in top 4, everyone will be pointing to their favorite players. He should be playing more, and if we do this, he will win. And then we sack him, and then he will pick different players, and then we win. If we're not winning, then they will be pointing to, and it would just, that's why we're in this mess right now. It's just a cycle. So I just think the reason why I like Amorim is because he's not lying in press conferences like all the other managers, like Ten Hag. He's super deluded in the press conferences. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was hiding everything. He was like, no, it's all pretty sunshine and rainbows behind here. And even Mourinho did back the Glazers and hid everything from the press and pretended everything was okay. That was Mourinho. So that's why I want to give Amorim a little bit of leeway, because I see kind of a lot of myself in him, in the fact that he's like, guys, and he tells like, I know what you're thinking. You're seeing this. He speaks like a real human being and not a chat I bot. I just feel like I disagree with a lot of things he does. But remember, when Ferguson was at United, me and my boys were in the couch and we were slagging Ferguson off every game for, why is he benching Giggs? why is he putting Nani out of the team? Nani was brilliant last game. We were doing that to Ferguson when we were winning titles. So that's my point. We will, if we disagreed all the time with Ferguson, and people in the Old Trafford, I remember when I was at the game, I was 13 years old. People were calling Ronaldo a cunt after he scored 2 goals. Our own fans in the stadium for not passing. Like,
because obviously Ronaldo, a lot of people had two minds in him, because obviously he used to walk around quite a lot, and people don't like that in Old Trafford.
Yeah. So my point is, if we slag off like Ferguson, my point is, no matter the person we bring in, unless he immediately brings us top 4, top 3, the same fans will be on his back, and then we'll be out, and then we will continue. And people say, but why can't we do that? Because sooner or later we will hit the right person. My problem with that is, ask any coach if they are able to make a successful team in 6 months, 1 year. No.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
So that's the I like to play devil's advocate sometimes, because the truth is always somewhere in the middle and not here or here. So that's why when we play both sides, you get what I'm saying. You get a balanced view.
We got Ahmed Omar here on the comments. He said, I think Amram will be here till Christmas as a bare minimum.
But I also I think that is wrong as well. So don't get me wrong, I'm backing Amram, but I think it's like dangerous to put a time limit on things. So let's say if Ratcliffe went out and said he's going to get to Christmas, I think that's idiotic, because my answer would be, so what if we're 20th in November? Like, you get what I'm saying?
I honestly think
everything has to be.
If it doesn't improve, if it doesn't improve by Christmas, I honestly think the pressure is gonna, because there's a lot. It's on a lot of pressure at the moment in time, and I think even his judgment on the games now is affected by it, because obviously the amount of pressure he's got at the moment in time, especially losing that League Cup game. I think, like, if he didn't have any pressure against Chelsea, I think he would have went for it.
Yeah,
you're playing against 10 men, so I think he's playing very, very cautious. And I think he could tell that his decisions are made from a very cautious place. And if your manager already been pressure's getting to you, you're in trouble already. Then
I've seen it under Mourinho. It was so flashback. The only manager I didn't see it under was Van Gaal, but under Mourinho, Ole, Ranić, and Ten Hag, and now I've seen exactly the same thing. When they are at the wit's end, suddenly they start picking the weirdest of teams, and the only thing similar to those teams is age. The oldest teams, the most experienced people they can trust, they put on to just secure their job, because they don't want to lose the United job, which you can understand though, but at the same time, so like I said, with all the things I said about Amorim and backing, if we are 15th, just in what date is it now? October. If we are 15th in November, I would sack him. Even me. So there has to be a limit, because as I said, you can't ignore last season, but you can't use that as a sample size either, but you can't ignore it. So that's in the summer now. I was like, my mind was, this season it has to be a lot better, and if we're not in a distinctly better position by like November, like there's no, you get what I'm saying? It's not a point.
I think everyone's in the same boat, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of people want him to go right now, and a lot of people are saying just give it a bit more time, see where we are within.
Yeah, I think now it's too soon because of the tough start. So like when we get to November, we will. There will be, even if you're in, out, or whatever, we will have no questions. Kind of.
I mean,
everyone will be like.
Last time we were talking, we were looking at this.
That's the team I sent you, I think.
Yeah, that's obviously the formation that you were sending. What do you think, Nach? Like, obviously, the way he plays right now, which is like 5 in the back. Do you think this is more useful to him? Like, to get more.
I think the 3 backs like split. I don't know. It's not a formation that like loads of teams use like at top levels. I think it can be quite negative. To what you're saying about like you back the fact that he's not like looking down and changing and stuff. Like, my question would be like, then are you happy with what you're seeing out there? Because I think there's some teams which don't deserve the respect of like going in a 3 back and playing with like that many players back there. Like, there's teams you can just get at and just have 2 players like on the halfway line passing the ball around and really putting it on them and putting them in the box, putting them in their box and things like that. Like, I just think it's a bit needless to have like another centre back in there who can't offer much. And
that's what I'm saying. Like,
you can like
if you play in Arsenal or City or Liverpool, I get it.
Yeah, like ones who can really run through the line and make something happen, or ones who can ping a
but
Van Dijk, like then it's a bit different. But I just don't see a point.
But just to put it in perspective, though, so the only thing that kind of goes missing in that is, and in every discussion of that, is that I get the 3-4-3 formation, but the thing, like, it seems no people on earth knows is that if it was Amorim who played with the City team a few years ago, the thing that is different between Amorim's system and I've watched a lot of Serie A over the years, so I see a lot of three in that back. The difference between Amorim and all others that I have seen is that Amorim exclusively did not use fullbacks in the wide positions. So that is something I've never seen before. So I agree that people view the 3 at the back as a negative and stuff like that, but the praise that Amorim got and why Liverpool and City and Real Madrid were looking at him was because he played such offensive football. So it's kind of ironic, but at United we don't have the players. So let's say if he had the City team a few years ago, to put it in perspective, he would have had Sterling and Mahrez as his wingbacks, so you could imagine with that City team. So he wouldn't play like Aït-Nouri or Cancelo there. He would play Mahrez on the right with a left foot, and he would play Sterling as the wing backs, and then have like we have with Cunha and Mbeumo up there. So we have double up with wingers, and that's why his team was so attacking, and they scored so much goals, and they scored the most goals in the Champions League, unbeaten in the Champions League with Sporting, scoring most goals, conceding less goals. So the reason why it's so shit at United is because the board hasn't backed him, because those 2 positions are what determines. So when we play Mazraoui or Dalot or Dorgu or whatever, then it becomes a boring back 5. That's why it becomes so boring. But if he had got, in January, they said we were going for Quenda, and then Quenda went to Chelsea. Quenda is going to Chelsea as a winger, and he played where Mazraoui and Dalot is playing. So if we had, no one can tell me that if he had got, for example, Nuno Mendes and Quenda on each side, that we would have been Nuno Mendes and Quenda, and then Cunha and Mbeumo, that we would have been boring. No one could. It's just because we are playing with 5 at the back like that. So my point is, if he went to another team that had what he needed, then it would have been a lot different. So my criticism is more like, why did Ineos just hire him? Because I think it was the worst hiring decision that we ever made as a club. I think it's so stupid to because it's not Amorim's fault that he needs a whole nother team because this team isn't suited for the system. It's not his job to facilitate that. When they decide, like in the board meetings, and say, what managers are we supposed to bring in, and they say, we can get Amorim. Oh no, but surely we must switch every player because he plays a totally different brand, and he don't use wingers for first. He use 10s, so we have to sell all our wingers, and also he don't use fullbacks, so we have to sell all our fullbacks. And it's like, so when we hired him, I thought we were going to like change up the whole squad, and everything we have done is like buy 3 new attackers and that's it. And just, so I think obviously some of it is on Amorim, but I just think they should never hired. It's like hiring Antonio Conte and like don't have, you get what I'm saying? So
yeah. Antonio Conte obviously want to use the same kind of formation, but he's a very hard manager anyway. I think they're just scared the fact that he might cause their issues and stuff like that, because he has a very strong opinions, and I think they didn't like that with Mourinho. So that's another thing to get away from. Obviously, moving on from United. Obviously, before we move on from United, have you guys seen the social media about the guy that is growing his hair until United win 5 games in a row?
Yeah, he got a bit hassle, didn't he? He got a bit of hassle in the stadium, wasn't
it? Have you seen someone abusing him in Old Trafford?
Yeah.
That's wild. Like someone just grabbed in his hair and like basically. Yeah. What did he do? Like I don't get it. Why did?
I think I've not watched it fully, but I've seen something saying that the guy who was like pulling his hair out was saying, "You're not a fan. You're not a real fan." I don't know. I think he's probably just frustrated because obviously it's a running joke on the socials, and he's probably sick of seeing it. But
it is a running joke.
Once, you know what I mean? It doesn't make him not a fan. Like, of course he is. If he's profiting from it and doing something about that, then that's his prerogative and that's his passion or whatever. I don't see.
Did you see the eyes of the attacker?
Yeah, like he looks wired.
He's fuming.
He looks to put it in English, he looked like he had been out on the sniffers.
That's what I said. Wired. I didn't want to use that words.
It's been a rocky few years for United. So
it's getting a bit toxic though.
Yeah, they might have to double down on some stuff just to get through the games.
Yeah, and also there was Ahmed.
Asad, do you always feel like you're saying about toxic? I feel like everything I see now is either toxic positivity, like people pretending like everything is okay, or people. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's all.
They're the worst people. The people that think everything's okay. That's crazy. That's
I just
crazy.
feel like there's there's polar opposites, and they're the only one speaking. So I feel like me, who is just balanced in the middle, like I'm not against sacking him because look at the state of us, but also it's too soon. Like I'm like here, but people like us get like bombarded because I'm like, for the toxic positivity, I'm negative, and for the toxic negativity, I'm too positive. So I'm just in the middle. Like I just feel like, and also like on the players as well. It's like we have so many shit players. It's like having, you know, when you're in a kitchen, and all of your ingredients is like you have shit, you have dog piss, cat piss, you have dog shit. That's all your ingredients, and no matter what you put in the bowl, guess what? The cake will smell like shit. And I feel like that is kind of our players right now, or our team. We have so much shit that if you put on this team or this formation or this way, the shit will still stink. You get what I'm saying? So if he did more, like, let's say he called me. Yeah. If he called me and said you can pick the lineup against Brentford, and I said, oh, brilliant, I would be Pep mixed with Ferguson genius putting that lineup out. I swear we would lose like 2-0 and you would bash me out. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Basically, in your eyes, these players are not good enough. I get it.
Yeah, most of them.
On the socials as well, have you guys seen what happened with Ahmed and Garnacho?
Yeah. No. What you think about that? Come on.
It's a bit crazy. They were friends. I mean, they played together I don't understand what the big deal is. He only took a picture with swapping shirts. Now people are going for Ahmad like crazy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like everyone was giving him a hug. I think Ahmad was talking to him on the pitch after the game, and then people didn't like that either. So I don't get it. Like he was talking to everybody, not just Ahmad. But obviously Ahmad and him.
I guess I guess it just depends on just some people like pasta or pizza. Like it depends on. Do you think footballers? Do you miss the Roy Keane Vieira shit in the tunnel, or do you like the new generation where everyone is friends? And that's just basically the point. And I hate the new generation thing in football where everyone is lovey-dovey because, like, but also I'm not that close-minded. That I get that they are friends outside of football and stuff, but I don't have to like it. But I also don't have to go on social media and like scream at a 21-year-old kid from Ivory Coast that he shouldn't be allowed to be friends with Garnacho. Like that isn't my place.
It's crazy. I get what you're saying, but I think back in the days, obviously, people used to be fighting on the tunnel and stuff like that. No, there was no talking, there was no shit changing and all that stuff. I get it, but then them days are gone. They're gone a long time ago. What we have is what we have.
Yeah, I know. Right so it's just. I just have to accept it. So that's why I don't get angry over that shit. I just think I hate that that's the way football has gone because it means like no rivalry. Like you can play Liverpool and then players will hug afterwards. I just don't. I miss the old days, but I get that that's where the world has gone. But I'm allowed to think that it's shit. But I'm also I don't think I have to go out on the street over to Twitter to scream at someone for not agreeing with me that I think it's shit. I just think, yeah, if you think it's okay, it's okay. If you think it's not okay, it's okay. I understand. You get what I'm saying? Like everyone's different.
Nudge. So we got Liverpool beating Everton over the weekend.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, they've maximum points while not playing best football.
15 points on the table.
Like how many late goals? Like they've not really been like at it, but they just keep grinding it out and getting it done.
Does that look like a sign of champions though?
Yeah, they looked good the other night in the Champions League, and then conceded 2, and I was like, right, yes, here we go. And then last minute they scored again. I was like, oh my god, like they're in that rhythm, they're in that groove. It's one of them. Like they will have to turn that corner though and like really knuckle down in performance because it doesn't always last. I mean, Everton was a good example of like they were performing well, but then there's always that era of like the officiating in the Everton game was a bit dodgy. There was a few weird decisions which happened in that game, which over the years has been brought up in a few games with Liverpool.
100%
benefiting.
100%.
So it's one of them. It's like if you get Bale, there's always like an air of like luck in it. So it's like hopefully the luck can run out, but it's one of them. They've not hit top
Did you see
smash everyone?
Did any one of you see the Moyes comment?
Yeah, and he was right by it. Like there was 3 minutes on the extra time. Like in the City games,
have been getting that though, haven't they?
There was 7 minutes added time, and in that City and Arsenal game in the second half, like the ball was in play a lot of that game. A lot of that game it was in play.
Yeah.
So to see like 7 come up, and then in the other Everton game where there was more breaks, I thought there was more breaks. To see 3 minutes, it was a bit weird.
It's also weird if you think that if this season, if Liverpool only got 3 minutes added this season, they would have like
they would
have
got the wins
in all competitions.
They've had like 11 minutes, 7 minutes. Like they've had a lot of extra time, and when they've needed it and pulled some out of the bag. But yeah, when they needed to hang on today, not today, sorry, the other day, the clock was short. So it's one of them. They're a good team. I do think they're getting away with a few of the players not getting a bit of pressure because obviously they're winning games. But like, Isak obviously didn't have a summer, so a few more games will judge him on. But he hasn't looked good at all. And then Wirtz,
who?
Just Isak, like he's not looked good, but obviously he's not trained, so I get it. But give it 2 or 3 more games, and then he probably should be at the level then, or at least looking a lot better. and Wirtz just doesn't look a player at all. Like, he just looks like he needs so much time to do anything. He's like not fast enough to break away from his man. He's not strong enough to hold that man, and then he's not. He's just nearly on everything. He's like always takes like extra. There was a moment he got slid through on the right channel, and he should just hit it across keeper, but he tries to beat the man with a fake shot, gets round him, and then the other defender, I think it's Tarkowski, just comes in, just cleans the ball.
Yeah, I remember.
And he's just in the box, stood there like, oh, a missed chance. But in the Prem, you don't get that time.
I just think I think it's such a weird transfer because
they never play with Cam.
Remember, if someone who had 1 million like followers on Twitter and they were to write in the summer now, does Liverpool have a midfield problem?
Yeah,
it would be 100-0 because they had Szoboszlai, Groundbuster, McAllister was one of the reasons they won the league last season. So I don't think why would they want to source that up that worked so good. Like
they've been playing that same style for so long. Yeah, that like free like box to box midfield is just kind of picking up when the fullback goes, and things like that. Like they've been doing that for so long. They never really needed to play that like cam role. I think the closest they ever did was when they had Coutinho, but even then they moved him out to a wing like quite quickly.
Yeah, I just don't think they needed Wirtz kind of, and they needed reinforcement in the attack. That I'm sure of. Like I agree with that, but I just feel like it would be like City to buy Lautaro Martinez or something from Inter. Like they don't need
to play like two up front, like pointless.
Yeah, and just switch to 4-4-2 or whatever. Like what?
Yes. I agree. It's an odd one. I feel like obviously they didn't start him the other day. I think they'll revert back to like that core like up and down midfield pretty soon. But I think when Bradley gets proper fit, they'll just keep him at right back and Frimpong's back. Szoboszlai will get back in the midfield. And like you said, McAllister, Gravenberch, they're like first team players. They're first on the team sheets with Van Dijk and stuff. Like, so yeah, I think the experiment will go a little bit over for a bit.
Yeah, I was looking at these guys. Some of them. I'm getting impressed. Really.
Yeah, they are so cool. I called it at the start of before the season started. Everyone was saying to me like they've done like a QPR or Forest. They bought too many players, and I said I agree, but the players they have bought are actually very, very good scouted, good players. Like
I think
they are going to do.
I think you have to do it. Like I said the same thing about like Forest. It reminded me of the same thing, like 24 players in. Like, but you have to like you do have to switch it. Like obviously it didn't work with QPR, but Forest like they're fighting for Champions League like most of the season.
But QPR just bought like recycled Premier League players like Julio Cesar, or they just bought many. It's not like buying 20 players never works. It's buying 20 shit players never works. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I think we did the predictions, didn't we? I don't think any of us put Sunderland to go down.
No. That's true.
None of us.
Yeah. So off the bat, we had that feeling.
I'm just hoping that they're doing, Sunderland Till I Die, the documentary.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hope they do it this year. Like, obviously, they won't tell you until it's finished, but if they do it this year, I think it'll be a fantastic watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sunderland flying. I'm obviously loving it so far. Let's have a look at the.
I would just add one, like when you're from Norway, you like you guys. If you see a lot of Scandinavian names, they all kind of look the same. Eventually, you get what I'm saying? And to me, it's like when newly promoted teams come up to the Premier League, I'm so bored of like Sheffield United is the best example. Like when everything is just Huckleberry Finn or Huddersfield Fury, and it's just 11 Englishmen on the pitch that are like super boring championship hard grafting players. It's just like, just get relegated again. I don't want to see your game. So I just wanted to say, like, it's so credit to Sunderland to get promoted and make me want to watch Sunderland fucking Fulham or Sunderland. You get what I'm saying? It's so cool that a newly promoted team finally does something fun and not just have 11 English players and defend in a 4-5-1 and just try to survive. It's so boring season after season after season to look at just random English players that I never see again.
Yeah. So far, I mean, in the league, we got first position Liverpool with 15 points. You got Arsenal at second place with 10 points. The dark horses.
No, just kidding.
You got Arsenal at 10 points, 5 games in so far for everybody, and Tottenham are on 10 points. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see it, but
that's who I was going to bring up when you were talking about like Amarin and like what he's got to deal with and why he's got to play like that and stuff. But like Thomas Frank's come in with like last time and he switched up the club completely. And you were both at the same position last season, like same end of the season. Like they ended up finishing a position below you, but they're like rejuvenated. They lost Son, their big player. Like they've impressed me like way more than what Amarin's done. Like they've actually had a manager bounce. Whereas like that never happened with like United and like, do you like use as United fans, do you not see that and then think, oh shit, like why did we not have that type of route? Because Tottenham look like they're onto something. They look like they're onto something.
It's crazy to think. When you said that, I was thinking of the previous managers as well, and I was thinking, when was the last time we had a manager bounce? And I was thinking Ten Hag, but then I thought
no. Oli.
It was Oli, because Ten Hag lost against Brighton and Bournemouth, and then we got Rangnick, and they played good for 30 minutes against Palace, and that was a manager bounce. It's. I think we are the only team in the world that have had 3 managers with no manager bounce in the world. Like three different coaches without a manager bounce for 1 game. That's crazy. So
listen, we don't do anything normal. You know that, right?
Yeah. See, what do you think then? When like Frank's clearly got like a good football inside. The press is always on it. Like the shape,
very hard-working team
is like good. Like he's done that quick, and he's just done that with what was there really. Because he didn't really get the players that he wanted either. That they went for, they didn't come. Like similar things.
I just think an important thing in that is midfield and keeper, and that's my point, because they have a lot better keepers. So if we had Vicario in goal, the Arsenal game would draw because that was a mistake. The Fulham game was also a mistake, so we would have won that game. And also they have a class midfield, while we have one good young midfielder in Mainu, and we have Casemiro, who should be in a retirement home, Ugarte, who's shit, and Bruno is not an 8. So I would say that I agree, but it's a lot better. They aren't a perfect team, but they don't have holes in it. We have holes in it. We had Baindir and Onana, and people who say that, if we take Bruno away and just do different things in midfield, like Ten Hag, that midfield worked brilliantly with the conceding 30 shots a game. So our midfield has been a problem for like 3 years, and they have unlimited options in the midfield where battles are won and lost, like the cliché say, and we have a shit goalkeeper, and we needed replacing that from day one. And the goalkeeper was okay. So Onana was fault in both Grimsby goals. Baindir was at fault for Arsenal. Baindir was at fault for Fulham. So we would have been in top 4 with just a new goalkeeper, and maybe even higher with the midfield. So that's my only thing. He takes over a team that isn't perfect, but it doesn't have holes.
But isn't that on Amarin like in the summer to then be like, right, I'm not starting?
But he wanted the midfielder all summer.
Last season,
he asked for midfielder in January. He asked for a midfielder in January.
Yeah, but
in
like
January and in the summer.
He's got to have more options, hasn't he? And like he had the opportunity to sell Bruno for like 100 mil. Like that came along and he was like, nope.
take it.
Bruno's going to stay in my two-man midfield. And he doesn't look comfortable there at all.
Yeah.
It's starting to look like that might be a missed opportunity if we're honest. Like he spent 300, just below 300 mil on the attack on 3 players. Like, could that not have been spread around like the team a bit more? If like I think I always compared like your starting position with like Arteta when he come at Arsenal. Like there was a need to change the entire team, and that doesn't get done in one window. But it definitely doesn't get you there when you're spending like 70 mil, 60 mil on players. We were buying 20 mil players like non-stop, and they don't always work.
Yeah, you did it smart and slowly.
But you can ship them out, and it doesn't make a hole in your team as much as it does when, like, say, Sesko now doesn't work. You've got the same hole in the situation. Like,
yeah, but let's say,
always go like full whack on their play.
But let's say, Baleba, it was well known, like the Brighton manager has confirmed that we bid for Baleba, which means, and we know from January that one of the first things he said when he walked into the door, we need an athletic, fast, box-to-box midfielder in this team. He said it in January. We didn't get it in January, and then comes the summer, and we don't know what he has been promised, but what we do know is that we bid for Baleba. He wanted Baleba, and when that bid got rejected on 60 mil, that means we got 60 mil to use on a midfielder. And is it Amorim who gets on a plane and buys a midfielder, or is it the club? So if he says, get me a midfielder, which he did, they tried to get Gallagher, they tried to contact Nottingham Forest about Anderson. They tried to do it for him, but they couldn't. So we had the money. So it's not like he used all the money on attack and then left us vulnerable in midfield. It's the club that didn't provide him with it. It's not Amorim who gets on a plane and ties up a player and then takes him on back to the plane and kidnaps a player. Yeah. It's like he has been vocal all along about getting a midfielder, and they've worked probably all summer then on Baleba. Then they found out they couldn't get Baleba, and then they tried to get other midfielders, but they couldn't. And also the keeper, he has been consistent about, and they, in the end, got a midfielder who is 23 years young when the season already have started. And that is not an Amorim, because if we have bought like an Anderson or just a midfielder and a keeper to the start of the season, the team already looks a lot better. So yeah, that's my defense. Like, because I get your point, because I have been thinking the same, but it's not when Amorim and also Wilcox and everyone has said we need a midfielder. So the fans think it, Amorim thinks it, and the players trying to get, like Wilcox and the people above, they had meetings with, they tried to get like Gallagher and they tried to get Baleba. So they also think we need a midfielder. So everyone thinks we need a midfielder. They've tried and they couldn't do it. And that is not Amorim's fault that he turned down Bruno, because it had nothing to do with money. It had to do with the club is shit at doing shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They should have done it.
Yeah, so far, obviously, we got Liverpool on his own having 15 points, and then we got 3 teams underneath Liverpool, which is Arsenal, Tottenham, and Bournemouth at 10 points each. And then you got Crystal Palace on 9 points, and then we have 8 points. We've got 3 teams on 8 points, which is Chelsea, Sunderland, and Fulham. And then we got 4 teams on 7 points.
United,
City, Everton, United, and Leeds.
Can I just say and remind you back to when you were all telling me at the start of it, Chelsea this, Chelsea that.
I had high hopes for Chelsea this season.
I saw Chelsea for what they are now, man. They were never gonna.
I think their time's
over. Defense was never gonna take them like anywhere near the top 3 teams. When they were in those conversations at the start of the season for predictions, they're not in that top 3 bracket at all. Like the defense is nowhere near strong enough. The over reliance on Palmer, it's just win. Like,
no, I hear you. I think it was a lot of hype. I think their time is up. I think
yeah, they were on
their
one
era
goal
of like
playing in a third
Russian
tier.
billionaires gone out the window. So
Yeah.
I think they're done.
I think there will be so much like disagreement between that offensive with all those young egos, because like imagine if you're what is the English guy name, Gittens.
Yeah, it's dog eat dog at that team. They're not a team of like players who are going to be friendly.
Yeah,
there's not many of them.
Imagine Gittens' friends sitting on a sofa at home, and then Garnacho's sitting at home, and then Neto's friends sitting at home, and Estevao's sitting at home. Everyone would be like, because they live off, they are millionaires themselves because of who they are friends with, so they want their like the circle. I think it will become so bad because remember how Garnacho was at United and he had literally no competition, and then he goes there now. Oh my god.
He's got a lot of competition in his hands.
It's a club which is just. I think Chelsea have always been super cutthroat, like they've always been. But the way obviously they've got like contracts coming out their asses with all these players coming out their asses.
It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
It's proper like dog eat dog at that club, and it's like if you're not really up to what they deem as the scratch, like you are getting sold, or you like the training like different times, which I'm not bothered with. Like I don't feel like sorry for them or whatever. They're on enough money each week. But it's just ruthless there. So like you probably don't have that time to be like proper pally with like the team and be like units, because it's like
you would always feel like in this team,
like that.
Yeah, you would feel so like indispensable all of the time. Like just if I don't perform the next two now, I won't get to train with my friends. Like every day would be like, what? You never feel like that value, because it's like when you are at work. I always feel like when I'm at work or starting a new job, you like to have the opportunity to disappoint and know that they will still trust you afterwards, because you have to be allowed to make mistakes, if you get what I'm saying. And it's like as a player, you have to, you can't go on tippy-toeing eggshells and never
That's
be,
why I think like
because then you're always afraid.
Like Madueke looks completely different, and like Arsenal's not like, we're not like that in our environments, like with the club, like it's not like that at all. And he's playing good football. I think it's just 100%. He's happy. I think the
I think he needed that environment from Arsenal that provided him with him. I think it's better environment for him.
You know, with players like Madueke, they like, because it's never about the talent. It's always about players. Wingers are always like mood people. They're like, oh, but the wind, but they just have to feel the energy and the vibe and the good spirit, and then everything will come. And I think
even more for an English one as well. Like, English players need a bit of love.
So especially English wingers,
up and down. Just English forwards, man. Like if they get a little bit of press, bit of heat, proper gets into the head because of the pressures. It's like they can't escape it, and it is like massive. Like when we go into like national tournaments, the pressures on their heads and stuff like that. So seeing it loads where like when they get on the back, like they drop off quite quickly. They need that love.
I also think it was pretty cool with the murals or the backlash that Madueke got from the transfer. I think it shows a lot of character for him to just not having to even grow into it, but just coming into it, because I don't like beta energy that is like defeatist. I like people who are like, I'm going to prove you wrong type of thing. So I think that deserves kind of respect, that because it's not often that a transfer gets like
like that heated
backlash. That was very Gen Z. So I think it was very cool of him to just not make a big fuss out of it, or like I would have hated if he went to the camera and did like this.
Yeah, he was just like, wait.
I just think he just ignored it and just played like chill.
Yeah.
Right, before you go, guys, one last question. What do you guys think about Kobe Manu? There's a little bit of talk going on at the moment in time that he might leave in January.
It's a big year for him, man, with the World Cup going on.
Yeah. Do you think he might duck out after the January? Because like that sounds very worrying. Because like this is he started to get into the actually a media now, not even social media.
He's a quality player, and like he's being underused in like a six. Like he's not a six. He's better going forward. Like so, it's one of them. Like if you've got a manager who can't really use your best, and then it's not a pathway. Like he has to. If he's hungry, he has to pursue. Like it's a tough position to be like you're competing with the club captain and the best player. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, will he ever really get a fair crack at the whip? If he performs better than Bruno in training 1 week, is he gonna start over Bruno that game? You know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one. I don't know. I think he's got to move if he wants to like try and push on to play for England.
Yeah.
But what if Amorim gets fired though? So
then I think he's back in.
Yeah, so I think the situation is because it spilled out in the media in the last couple of weeks, anyways. That
if
I think the situation is so clear that Manu has come and said, "Hey, I want to play more," and they have said, and Amorim probably have spoken with him then and said, "You're not going on loan because I'm going to use you more than what you think you are going to be used," and then Manu has probably said, "Okay, I believe you, but if in January I haven't played that much, I will go on loan. I will go on loan." And then Amorim said, "Yes, you will see in January that you have played, and if you're not happy, I will let you go on loan in January." I think that is.
I think that's what he's looking for. I think he wants to go on loan for the rest of the season so he can get in the World Cup team.
Yous really don't have a lot of games this season left.
Yeah,
you went out the cup, like you've only got the FA Cup.
The FA Cup in the league, that's it.
And that's if you like keep going through that. Like we don't know how that will turn, but like you've only got league games now. Like that's not a lot of fixtures. Like teams are used to playing like 60 games a year and stuff like that. Like 60 games throughout the year and things like that. Like usually way down.
Can you send a mail to? Can you send a mail to Arteta and ask if we can maybe join the Emirates Cup?
You come in. Some more games. I think in the national breaks, you should probably organise some behind the door friendlies in there just to get players going, like playing again. You know what I mean?
Or we could just play 11v11 in from our own team, and then Manu gets to play.
Literally.
Have you guys heard about it? There's a bit of a talk going on about United trying to arrange friendly games between.
You should do that. Clubs do that. Like if you've got that time, like I'm not even joking. Like
could be a big money for United, and I think they might encourage actually for them to do that as well.
I think you should just
start playing midweek games.
I think we should. I think we should, and we obviously need the money as well. So
yeah, just get them in.
Right, guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up here. Make sure you like the video if you stayed with us this long. Put your any comments or anything we covered, if anything that you want us to cover. Guys, thank you very much, Helgi, and Naj. Much appreciated. We'll see each other until the next one. Yeah. Good night, guys.
See you there, guys. Evening. Bye.